It's your boy Milli. It's another episode of Mind Your
Mind Your
Manners.
Manners.
Today we have a guest in the building. Definitely here to give us some insight on legalities and things of that nature, and there's some extracurriculars too. We got Cliff in the building.
What's good? What's good? Appreciate y'all letting me come through.
For sure. And we got my co-host, Really Rich, aka Boba Messiah.
Yeah, you already know.
AKA
What's his name?
Wildin' Cause I'm Young. AKA
Him Jones.
Nah, nigga. That's your boy Milli, FKA Scotty 230, AKA Hemi Butler, AKA Hemi Hardaway Sr., AKA Him Duncan. Let's get it, man. Today we about to tap into a lot of ill shit, bro. I feel like it was a perfect episode to bring a lawyer on. There's a lot of shit going on in the world, man. And so, Cliff, we got you here, legally practicing attorney and all that stuff.
I'm in the process of becoming an attorney. You know, they still got I got still to go through
the
paperwork.
verbiage. Got you. So a little technicality.
Exactly. It's all on technicality. It's literally me sending papers back and forth between the bar and me.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the other day I had to write a statement about a job I had back in 2012 because they're saying you need to disclose the last 10 years of your life. you think it's a joke, yo. It's real serious.
Damn.
Literally, they send in investigation papers to people. How well do you know Cliff? Do you know Cliff to commit any crimes? Does Cliff have a gambling problem? Have you ever seen Cliff in possession of narcotics?
It's a frat.
Yo, it is. But you got to understand, it's set up in a way where it's to make sure that people of color can't get it done as fast as non-people of color.
I'm not gonna lie, I never even knew this.
The last 10 years of my life, I probably would not be an attorney right now.
So, tell us a little bit about your background. I know you obviously went to Suffolk Law, right?
I went to Suffolk for a little bit, then I went to New England to finish it up.
Ooh, it's a good one. Okay, right in the city.
It's always weird, because you sit around. I was probably maybe one of 12 black people there.
Damn.
Because law school is about 80%.
Damn.
It's 80% white. I want to say maybe 15% ethnic, and then 5% black. It's always a low number of blacks. I remember I was one of 12 black people, one of 5 or 4 black men. Give or take, on my hand, I could tell you all the black people I went to school with.
That's fucking crazy.
Man. You gotta do better.
Some of the wildest things I ever seen. Some of the wildest things I've ever seen in my life. Law school. College could not prepare me for some of the stuff I seen and stuff I witnessed in law school.
Word. What inspired you actually become an attorney? And then what kind of things are you hoping to do as a lawyer?
Since I was 9, I wanted to be a lawyer, and then I just would see things later in my life to confirm it. I watched Law and Orders, and I'd see black DAs and how they'd move, and I'd say this is what I want to do. I'd not be a DA, but I want to be in the courtroom. I want to be over here negotiating, trying to see what I could do. But I fell in love with intellectual property while in law school. I'm talking about copyrights, patents, trademarks. Ultimately, I'm trying to be in the entertainment realm on some level, entertainment or sports. That's what I've always been passionate about. That's why whenever I hear about a legal situation happening in the entertainment industry, I'm like, I need to really sit down and learn about it.
Fire, bro. We might have to start having you become a reoccurring guest, man.
I'm here
break down some
break
down some of these situations, man. Like this Young Thug situation that's going on. I feel like this is crazy. It's a lot of shit that people are saying. They're speculating 50 or 48 shooters or some shit like that, a few murders. So we definitely want to get your perspective on that and some other things, in the future as well. But let's hop right into it, man. Let's talk about this YSL RICO case, man. You lived in Georgia for a period of time, so you're familiar with how it gets out there. What do you think it's looking like for Young Thug and all these other, I think there's 26 other individuals under indictment under this RICO charge?
I think it's pretty uphill for him. I think his lawyers, they got their work cut out for him. But before we even talk about that, let's talk about how the RICO statute was enacted. It was Nixon that brought it about, I think I want to say 1970, and it was aimed at the Italians. It was about the mafia. They were saying, we're locking up all these street-level enforcers, but we're not getting none of the kingpins. We're not getting none of the heads of the family. So what do? Conspiracy charges weren't working. People would go in and say, I'll do my time. I'll come back to my bag of money, my no-show job. Mm-hmm. And, business will continue as usual. My family get taken care of because, that's how the Italians do. They always take care of theirs when they go in. So Nixon enacted the RICO Act where if you're a street-level enforcer, even if you're a little corner boy, they can pin you with the same crime that they would pin the kingpin on. Mm-hmm. It's a step above conspiracy. Conspiracy is an agreement between two or more parties where they agree to commit a criminal act, and any act in furtherance of that conspiracy or an act to leading up to the crime, to the criminal act, would be considered attributable to both parties, or how many parties are involved. You don't need to know who else is in the criminal conspiracy. You can all get charged the same way. The issue with that was you couldn't pin down the kingpins. Like, they could not find ways to stick anything onto the heads of the families, the Lucchese's, all of them dudes. So that's why Nixon enacted the RICO Act.
You know, it's crazy that you say that, right? Me and my cousin, we talk about like the mafia and shit like that a lot. And when you think about it, the reason why people weren't snitching so much in the past was because of everything you're saying. Like, they was taking care of your family. All right, cool. They locked you up. You about to go do a 3 to 5. Your kids are going to be living good. Everything's going to be lit just because you didn't snitch. Do you think that has like a real impact on the way that these low-level dudes that might get wrapped up into a RICO, they're just like, you know what? Let me just tell, instead of doing 40 years for some dude who they really want. They don't really want me. You feel like that plays a part into it?
Nah, I think it definitely does. I think it because we're not the Italians, you know what I mean?
For sure.
People can say they'll take care of your family, but you'll be hearing from inside the pen that, your BM's like, I don't know how we're gonna feed Junior this year. What are we doing? Like, you watch The Wire. We seen it. Weebay's family didn't get taken care of. You seen what's his name? Avon's sister went to Weebay's house and was like, we can't take care of you no more. So then she pushed her son onto the street. Like, they understand that that's the implications. And honestly, the way the Italians were set up back then, especially like the mafia, like, they all considered each other actual family.
Mm-hmm.
So they all felt like, if I'm not taking care of this person, like, then what kind of family member am I? And I don't feel like we have that kind of I feel like organizations, or for this specific situation, labels aren't set up like that anymore. If they're engaging in what they're saying they're engaging in.
Mm-hmm. Actually, do you think Nixon's intention was to induce snitching, or do you think he just wanted to strike fear into the Italians? What do you think his actual angle was? We see what the byproduct is, obviously, because they were able to just literally get rid of organized crime on a street level by using the RICO, because all that shit is like the invisible bullet. They do it behind corporations now, shell companies, where it's pretty much, union guys that are doing kind of shady negotiations. Like, yo, I want to buy this building, or I'm going to do the excavating for this building and stuff like that. It's not really like, Tommy's going to go whack Paulie because he owes money to fucking whoever,
Oh yeah, it was never about stopping like street level crime, like these people killing each other. It was about the union, the no-show jobs, people getting paid for it. That's what they was complaining. Like the head of the Department of Labor at the time, they were saying, yo, we got laborers that's doing 3-4 times the work they're supposed to be doing because all these Italians invaded these unions, and they got maybe 3 or 4 people that's, quote, on the job that's never showing up, which is doubling the workload for other people. So that's rife for accidents. That's rife for them telling. And it eventually got up to Nixon's desk, and Nixon was like, well, this is how and also too, anything a president does, it's in furtherance of trying to maintain an approval rating, or if they're gearing up for a re-election, they're like, look what I just did over here. And you got to remember too, the RICO Act is what powered Giuliani into the stratosphere in New York to send them over to the
bitch. Nah, fact, bro. I'm telling you, not to deviate, man. The way Twitter was eating up the queen, bro. Giuliani, if you see this, I'm sorry, man. But when you go down, nigga, I'm lit. When I tell you, yo, Twitter never seen a nigga like me, bro. That day you go down, we up, nigga. I'm gonna smoke a big cigar, bro. I might go out a $200 cigar, nigga. Light that shit up, man.
Giuliani pack.
Foul nigga, bro. I'm telling you, the Giuliani Gorilla Glue combo is gonna be lit, man.
Hybrid.
I think if they didn't already strip him, I think they're in the process of stripping him of his license to practice. So now he's just a political.
He's
figure.
finished.
I don't even want to like go too in on Giuliani.
Finished.
I know y'all probably seen that video where he said somebody punched him in the head, and the nigga just tapped. You seen that shit?
Yeah,
that nigga's a piece of shit. Like, and the thing, like with Giuliani, I get it. He told some story on. Did you guys see the documentary Fear City?
Nah, I haven't seen it.
So you guys gotta check that out. But in there, Giuliani's telling the cameraman, like, yeah, these guys used to come into my uncle's shop and slap him around. So this nigga became a fucking lawyer, bro. Instead of standing up like a man, like, yo, chill out. Why y'all fucking with my uncle? Nigga went through his whole life to become a prosecutor to lock these niggas up. Your uncle probably dead already, bro, by the time you get your license. And that was your way to save this man. All right, cool. Let me get my degree. I'm gonna become a prosecutor. I'm gonna take down the mob.
Yeah, he's rolling in his grave right now.
And I get it. Like, obviously he's not a tough guy. He's not gonna go shoot it out with these dudes. But god damn, bro, be a man. Nigga's uncle was getting abused for like 20 years. Nigga, while this nigga went to law school, and try to stand on some business. Like, bro, what?
I'm gonna go. I got you. I'm gonna go to school.
Nigga, that's insane to me, bro. I cannot believe that shit.
That nigga's wild crazy. He was sitting in a law library writing a memo like this for my uncle right here.
I'm doing it
when
honor
I hit him
him
with this right here. Oh, well, I don't even know.
Niggas doing all kinds of shit to your uncle. Fucking, they might be robbing him. Pistol whipping him,
extortion,
fucking your aunt, all kinds of shit, bro. It's like,
I didn't go that far,
bro. They was doing a mad.
They need to collect payment by all means.
That shit is sad.
Okay,
bro.
fine. Let's say this is what they were doing, right? Was it just like a one-time thing where they go, oh, okay, that was good, $700 off, and then they come back like how do you quantify that?
Bro.
If you want your cake and eat it too, that's how they make the exception. You the boss, you can make your own rules. They make their own exceptions.
I just don't understand that dude, and that dude is clearly a racist. It's just, and it's not even like, bro. Listen, a lot of people do say the stop and frisk era was beneficial, and I do see the benefits in that. And I don't want to deviate too much from what we're talking about, but like, I do see some of the benefits in what this guy did. But overall, I didn't live in New York at the time when Bloomberg was in office, but New York was thriving under Bloomberg. Like, that shit was in a much different position. People could say they love Giuliani and all that shit. Michael Bloomberg was a stepper. That nigga was not. And people like that, honestly, are the best kind of politicians because a lobbying group isn't going to get him to change his mind. He don't need no fucking money. You tell a nigga that I got $5 billion, oh, we're going to give you $600,000 towards your camp. Nigga, okay. But anyways, back to this RICO shit.
I mean, this RICO here, it's gonna rely heavily on snitches. A lot of criminal informants. Let me say it that way. And one of the most dangerous things a prosecutor can do is this early, because we're talking about this is not gonna get tried till like deep next year. So the prosecutor at the bond hearing came out and said, "Yeah, we have multitudes of informants ready to testify." So now immediately, all of these people's lives are in danger. If Young Thug, if Jeffrey Williams is what they say he is, immediately you've put all these people's lives in danger. Because now the rest of the time in his bid, it's him trying to suss out who in the camp is writing these transcripts to send to the feds. So we already have that happening. And then the other strike against Young Thug right now is because he's such a polarizing figure at this specific moment. There's a lot of sympathizers with him that are threatening. What is the ADA's name that started? What's her name? I can't remember.
Yeah, Fannie Willis.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they already arrested the kid. They already arrested the kid because he went on his Instagram saying he was like gonna wipe out her and her whole family. Mind you, he's not even part of the YSL.
He's
or
a kid
like that. Yeah, but they're doing that.
But if you trolling, they take it that serious. She's like, yo, if you say whatever, don't say it in your lyrics. We won't get you for it. Like, she's just being.
That's really crazy. I don't want to deviate again, but like, I seen the governor Newsom, governor of California, he just signed some shit into law that has to do with anonymity on social media and misinformation and attacking people. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like that shit, man. If you a nigga on the internet and you talking shit to people because they celebrities or you got a fake page, you think shit is lit, like, fuck you, nigga. You's a bitch. And you deserve all the bad things that happen. You fucking making 32 fake pages to tell a nigga that you used to know he's a fucking pussy. Yeah, you hiding behind a fucking anime Avi. Like, I hate them niggas. That's why I fucking hate Twitter.
That's a sickness, bro.
Bro, all these niggas got these fake anime pics and they be just talking big shit on that app. Like, nigga, you are a coward, bro. So I'm happy they stepping on niggas now. But, obviously what this kid was doing, he must have been doing it from his personal Instagram page?
Yeah, that's how they found him. But they don't even have to be that. It could be just they look up your IP address.
And you know how easy that is? You don't got to be FBI to do that shit.
Right.
I did that shit to somebody, bro.
You found somebody's IP address and went to their door?
I found out where they got their phone. I found out what the carrier. I found out the number. Like, bro, that was... I'm not gonna heavy IT nigga nothing, but I did my thing at the time and find out who he was. And that, trust me, that troll stopped bothering me. I'm telling you, I knew the carrier. I knew the type of phone he had. Like, it was lit from there, bro.
I might need to learn how to do that too, cause
easy, bro.
Certain niggas, man, they think niggas is playing, man. Listen, be a good person, bro. So back to this. So Fannie Willis is getting threatened by some random kid on the internet. They lock him up. And he's putting pressure on her to say, yo, get the fuck off. He's probably a super fan of, YSL and all that.
Because you got to remember, the bond hearing was for them to say he gets no bond. Like, they were literally saying, like, he has the funds. He's a danger to his community. He's also a flight risk. Like, we want no bond for this man.
This is the issue I have with that, right? So there's people who have, like, gotten charged with actual murders. Like they were caught and they got bond. So why is it that they can revoke the bond for Young Thug if they actually don't have evidence that he was ever a trigger man for any of these shootings? And why is that a thing?
Well, they're calling him a mastermind. It's the same thing we're talking about. Well, not to the same extent, but you remember the whole Max B thing. They were saying he was a mastermind of that kidnapping and murder situation. Mm-hmm. I think it was the same thing for him. He had no bail, but they're saying that Young Thug is the head of a criminal enterprise.
But Max B eventually did get bond, though.
Right.
So you think there's a potential at some point they will consider giving Young Thug bond? You think that's just gonna not?
I don't think he's gonna get bond.
That's crazy.
Bond. And one of the biggest reasons I can tell you is at the bail hearing, and this is one of my problems. This is gonna be a seminal case. This is gonna be one of those landmark cases because the majority of this case is built on CI testimony, events in correlation to rap lyrics. Because when I listened to that bail hearing, they were literally reciting lines from Young Thug's raps and then correlating them back to events that happened. Young Thug, I don't know. Like, the prosecutor quoted a line where he was saying, like, ask that man's mama, like, how she feel when bullets are whizzing through her wig or something like that. Like, it was, I forget what the song was. It was like Slat Life or something like that. I'm not sure. But there was literally, you hear the prosecutor going, in verse 2, line 7, and I'm like, oh, God. Like, this is setting a dangerous precedent. Now rap is literally, because what they're doing is they're saying, he said this line on May 4th. On April 27th, this person's house was shot up. He recorded this song on May 1st. It was released May 1st. And then they're saying there's a direct correlation between these three things.
So these niggas are able to find out when you actually recorded this song?
Oh, yeah. That can all come out in request for product, request for...
laptops, your hard drives, all that shit.
All of that.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
All that shit back to when you first recorded. But they're also trying to push that you can't use these lyrics in the middle of all this. Like, they're trying to push you can't use rap lyrics to
in the grand jury when they pull a grand jury, anything goes. Same thing at a bail hearing, anything goes. It's when we get to the actual court case, Young Thug's lawyers can say, yo, that's hearsay, you can't bring that in here, and then it's the prosecutor's job to take his multi-$1,000 degree and put it to work and then try to get it in under one of the hearsay exceptions. And it could be a little shaky. Sometimes they mix it up. That is where Young Thug's lawyers really need to go back and really sit down and study their hearsay and or look at all the past records of any like funds that were coming in, because, it's a RICO charge. So they're saying that there was money that was being funneled towards criminal acts, and they were coming out in these rap bars.
21 Savage on a pod, he was talking, and they asked him, like, yo, how do you feel about giving money back to the neighborhood? And he said something to what you just said. So what is the difference between you telling me what I'm doing with my money and what my intentions are with my money in a court of law? Because if I was from the hood and I'm just giving money to people that I grew up with because I have it, how are you going to say that I'm funding some shit that I got nothing to do with? Just because me and you grew up together, I give you $500K, I give you, $600K, $1,000, $15 million. Like, what does that have to do with what you do with the money after the fact? And why is it that they can use just the exchange of funds in a court of law against me to prove that I'm something that I might not even be?
It'll end up looking something like this. They'll be like, Mr. Williams was funneling, on this day gave Mr. Atkins like $2,000. Mr. Atkins is a known and convicted drug dealer. He's been caught on multiple occasions with thousands of dollars worth of whatever drug you may choose. And they'll say, Mr. Williams knows that, and Mr. Williams has continued to fund the money. Now, if Mr. Williams knows that this is a former drug dealer and he's still funneling him money, Mr. Williams knows, just like the average reasonable person would know, that his funds are probably going towards the distribution of narcotics. And then, the prosecutor makes his argument from there.
You're an adult. You're a grown man. You do what the fuck you want to do with your money.
Right.
After that, it's up to you.
No, but the other thing I think is crazy is like, if I'm way richer than you, what the fuck do I care about your drug money for? Like, what is me giving you X amount of dollars and you bringing me X amount back? How's that beneficial to me if I'm way richer than you anyways? Like, why do I need that? Like, how is it that the prosecution is going to rely so heavily on making that argument that people lose sight of the fact that I'm already an established liquid multimillionaire?
Well, that's where the snitches come in, because they know how shaky that argument is.
Okay.
Then they go, okay, well, even if that's not strong enough for you guys, we have snitch upon snitch testimony. We have the transcripts right here. And the reason they're even able to say that is because they go to them with the RICO and they say, look, YFN Lucci's mom was shot at. That's an attempted murder. We can put that on your head. It could be a little corner, but it has nothing to do with that. And they're like, what do you mean? It's like, this is what a RICO charge looks like. Well, I don't want to get caught up in that. And then, this boy's sweating in his shoes, and he starts telling what he knows.
Man, bro, this shit is crazy.
This is what the RICO's built for. This is why they enacted
crazy.
They already been throwing like false information out already because what's his name? Yak guy. They're saying he already been snitching and shit like that.
But that's what they do. They send out. Sometimes they'll send out information that they know is not even true, just to get other people.
Oh yeah, just to get them shaking and be like, nah, like you get them nervous. So you shaking in their boots. Now they gonna see what you're doing and shit.
It's a wicked game because the prosecutor say, oh, he's snitching. You better, hey, you let him beat you to the punch. He's doing 5. You're gonna sit here and do 15.
And now there's surveillance in his family. See if they get done up too, because so that's it's like they playing your mans against you.
Oh yeah, no, it's a wicked game. It's a wicked game they play, and they know that. They don't. That's why they don't care about none of this.
And that's the shit that, like, to me is just like, when they choose you for jury selection and you hearing these arguments, like, how can we make this shit make sense? I feel like knowing the facts that you could just tell somebody, yo, you're about to go to jail for fucking 20 years for some shit you didn't do, but you also want me to believe that the man who is established is sending this little nigga to do this shit, and the financial gain is minimal compared to what he just put out an album and make 30 times more than whatever this dude is going to bring back to him. So that's, I think, is the shit that is confusing to me. What do you think the percentage is that Young Thug will actually be able to beat this case without any time served under conviction?
Well, as of right now, there's only been one rap affiliated person that's ever been a RICO charge.
Who's that?
It's Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti's the only man. And it sucks because once Irv beat his charge, he wanted to turn around and help Supreme. The part of the RICO charge is to literally siphon any funds you have, because you're paying for $1 million lawyers. You're paying for all kinds of document production. You're paying for all kinds of expert witnesses. You're paying for all kinds of evidence to be, flown out or whatever. It's to make you destitute, so that if you have any co-defendants, they're stuck with a public defender that can't do nothing for you. This probably their 20th case that they have to try within the last 2 days. They're burnt out. They don't know what they're doing. They're probably meeting you 10 minutes before the case to be like, okay, this is what I read on the way here.
So this is what I'm gonna say to that, because I have a couple friends that are also attorneys, just like yourself. They say that the public perception of a public defender is actually inaccurate, that these lawyers actually do have a much higher success rate than people believe. So do you feel like that's true, or do you really think having a PD is really going to fuck you over when you need an expert attorney?
I think you got to be the judge of that based on what you're up against. I think, and I also
so
think
let's say like something like this, like a RICO. So
like a RICO.
So you think a public defender can't help you here?
I do not think a public defender could give you the best legal representation that you need in a RICO case.
And do you feel like public defenders are always going to sway you to take a plea bargain because they don't want to go to trial based on, their caseload and how much shit that they can't do for you based on the situation? Or do you think, PDs don't mind going to trial?
Well, a PD can never suggest to you to do that. A PD can always tell you that that's an option.
They'd
actually probably get in trouble if they heavily.
For sure. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm saying they're using like the state's influence to press you into taking a plea. But do you think like most PDs just on their own reconnaissance are going to be like, you know what, here's the situation that we're up against. If we go to trial, this is what you're looking at. If we cop out right now, here are the offers on the table.
Oh yeah, they always have to give you that before you even go in. They always tell you like, this is what we're up against. This is what's gonna work for us. This is what's gonna work against us. And they'll always tell you like, honestly, in a situation like this, you're fighting from below. You know, so they'll be honest with you. A PD will always be honest with you. A PD won't sell you a dream.
But you think a private attorney is going to give you a lot more standing? Like he's going to tell you what plea bargain is not that attractive, or he'll try to go harder for a better bargain? Or do you think, because I know obviously a trial attorney gets paid every time they're in the courtroom, every time they're providing you legal, you know, advice and things of that nature. So what do you think the angle is with them? Or do you always feel like they're actually trying to do what they're supposed to do?
The PDs are always trying to do what they're supposed to do. But, you know, we all human, you know.
For sure.
They get flooded a lot, especially, you know, depending on where you live. Like Atlanta is right for that. New York, right for that. Cali, right for that. You know, the state governments are literally moving to crack down on anything they perceive as gang culture. Like that is the current state of affairs in this country. Anything gang related or seem gang related, they're trying to crack down on it. Because you got to think about it too. There's a lot of people migrating from certain areas to other areas, and they're bringing along their gang ties as well. So that was the big thing that Fulton County DA was talking about. Oh, there's a lot of transplants coming to Atlanta, bringing their sets or trying to rep their sets in these areas, and we're trying to get that out of our city, our state, or whatever. But in terms of your earlier question about high-powered criminal defense lawyers, a lot of them have their own PIs. A lot of them have their own they have two or three paralegals that's doing more footwork on the ground. Like they simply have more access to resources that a lot of PDs don't have. And trust me, PDs definitely work their ass off, but to say that they can tap into the same people, the same resources that a private high-powered criminal defense attorney can, they absolutely cannot.
I was gonna say though, you never answered like what you think his chances are. I know you said they look bleak, but like percentage-wise, what do you think Young Thug's chances are at beating this case? Or do you think it's at the point where a win is a plea bargain?
I think we're getting close to that, but I think if Young Thug and his lawyers do a lot of work to discredit the cooperators, the criminal informants, I think he has a way better chance. That means we're looking at probably right now to win this. He's looking at maybe like 20%. But if he can knock down these CI, you got to understand how they were coming. When I watched that bail hearing, they were confident. They said we have a litany of criminal informants ready to speak on how he ordered these hits, how they're continuing drug enterprise, what street level work they were doing. Like these CIs are basically giving them the case. So if Young Thug can discredit any of them, or he can have them recant their statements.
Some of them already like kind of falling back too.
Yeah, because and that's because of the bail hearing where they were saying, "Oh, we have a bunch of CI." So now Thug is launching an internal investigation on his own crew.
Fuck that. He's like, nah,
crazy.
He's like, I just got here. Like,
that's crazy, man.
And I've seen some transcripts, and it's that also could have been the feds creating fake papers to scare
I feel like
people.
half that might be just bait.
It could be, but you never really know with them, and you always want to dot your I's and cross your T's. Again, that's how Irv beat his case. But
they also said that they never were looking to convict him. For him, they put him under trial so they could actually stop Supreme from getting support financially, so he could actually get a lawyer to fight the Fed case. So they were bleeding, Irv Gotti out, basically just so they could get this fish over here. So it's like assassination through association.
Oh yeah, no, and they said that too. They definitely went out of their way and was like, "Yeah, he's the guy. He's the guy we're after."
Bro, crazy.
It's a wicked game. It's a wicked game.
So let's get into some more wicked shit out here, man. But I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy Young Thug's music. You know, it is fucked up.
Free wild.
The situation, literally, the situation's fucked up, bro. You know, and I actually enjoy YFN Lucci's music. That shit kind of sucks that these niggas are both young cats. We the same age, man. These are young niggas, bro, that getting bread, that's locked up at the worst time, period, man. And not to get too crazy, but I'm not gonna lie, like YFN Lucci was in a great spot in life. Wayne's daughter was his fucking girl. You got the best rapper's daughter as your shorty. Your album is doing numbers. You got a couple of hits out here. You moving around, and then you just get caught up in this shit, bro. Like, literally, the summer before, he was at Tycoon Weekend with 50 Cent, doing his thing, living it up. Fucking Reginae Carter's his girl. He's getting bread. His shines is going up. And then now you in jail. Shorty already moved on. Niggas ain't really spinning your music as much as they used to because you don't have like a supporting cast of artists around you that are big in the streets.
I don't even think he stamped
So
himself like that in order for it to like,
man.
like Young Thug, he's straight obviously, but Lucci, he had to put a little more work in for it to like. His music had no.
I don't know the last time I heard somebody say free Lucci.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sad part.
That's a crazy shit, man. If you've been watching the news, this story has come across at some point where they're saying that Brett Favre defrauded the state of Mississippi out some millions using the PPP. You know, so crazy shit. This man has earned, I think they said $120 million in his career.
That's just NFL.
Yep, not in endorsements. You know, the nigga had them shitty Wrangler commercials. Nigga, if you wear Wrangler jeans, you're a fucked up individual, bro. No bullshit.
A sick guy, yes.
No bullshit, man. But yeah, y'all know him from the commercials. I feel like they always associated him with like Wrangler jeans and Jeeps, things of those natures, you know.
And very redneck central.
I'm about to say a real. It's giving pack a lip. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, it's giving.
Yeah, it's giving pack a lip. I said it.
What the
Sue
fuck?
me,
Nigga.
sue me.
Saying he stole some money out of Mississippi using the PPP loan, man. This is fucking crazy, bro. This man got bread. And he scammed and this is the shit that is sad, bro. If I did this scam, niggas would lock me up right now, bro.
Packed up.
I don't even have money like that. You know what's crazy? This man earned 120 mil and they're letting him steal millions.
It wasn't just PPP. There was PPP and federal welfare loans directed to Mississippi. Because like we said earlier, Mississippi's the poorest state in the union, lowest education rates, poorest standardized testing scores. They literally said, of the 5 million altogether that he stole, it could have fed 600,000 families in Mississippi.
That's crazy.
This dude, and I'm not gonna lie, you gotta put that into perspective, man, because this is someone that doesn't need the bread, that just stole the bread. And he's saying, my daughter's school needed a new stadium.
That's why I need to know what his daughter looked like.
Honestly,
you
bro,
got
you got enough bread.
Daughter?
You got enough bread to pay for that shit out of pocket. Like, well, is your life that fucked up? There's no way you blew 120 mil. Let's say taxes and you pay your agents, right? Out the 120 mil, let's say you really kept 50. And I feel like that's extremely conservative.
He got investments. He got endorsements. Man.
You got to remember, too, they didn't find out on somebody. It's text that got leaked by the lady that was the head of the welfare disbursement. Because she was like, I know this is finna burn, and let me jump out ahead of everybody.
This man sent a text message that says, do you think the media will find out about this?
Bro,
so this nigga knew he was guilty. He was just moving crazy.
The governor.
And this is the shit that you want, bro.
Should have done FaceTime, bro.
The governor literally was like, yeah, I need to meet with you so we can figure out how to disperse these funds to Brett discreetly. So that's what we look at.
Conspiracy, man. These niggas is moving devious. And it's just like, for me, I don't understand. Like, dudes like this, you can't give them respect, bro, because you already got everything, bro. And then you live in a place where nobody has shit. So it's not even like you got everything and everybody around you's all right.
That's her?
I think that's her. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Wait, no. It was for a volleyball stadium, right?
Yep, volleyball stadium.
I would think that was her playing.
I don't know. Y'all think y'all think she's good at volleyball?
I don't even. I honestly, I wasn't
crazy.
anticipating anything, even if she was bad or ugly, bro. Like that, it's not worth it.
Oh, no, she thick. I'm not gonna lie. That's her right there too.
Great, bro.
That's her right there too.
Yeah. So did she definitely?
Nah, her shit fat, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, gang. Her shit is.
So you just gonna retract your own statement?
Hell no, nigga. Hell no. Hopefully you never see this if I got an opportunity to fuck with
so
you.
I got an
my question I was trying to ask is, do you think, based on what y'all seen of her, that he said, oh no, my daughter is this supreme volleyball player that
she ain't making no Olympics, bro. If I see her and she makes the Olympics, I'll be like, all right, cool.
If she doesn't do nothing with this shit, if she doesn't go far, and like, you know what I mean, it's all for nothing. Then you just got a brand new volleyball stadium. That's it.
No, but the thing is, like, bro, the legal ramifications. Like I said, if I did this shit, you got scammers getting locked up every day.
Let me tell you what he's looking at right now. So, federal. So we're talking about fraud. This is welfare fraud.
Yeah.
That is a Class B felony, which goes up to 25 years in federal prison.
You gonna die. You gonna die in jail.
Yo.
There ain't a wrangler in the world that can save him from this.
You said 67?
No. Brett Favre is probably in his fucking 40s.
like
40s or 50s. No, he's probably in his 50s.
50s, yeah.
Early 50s.
50s with CTE, so he's probably gonna be body slamming people in there.
So
not
by
even knowing
75, by he does, say he do minimum 25. He's done.
Let me check his age. Keep talking, Rich.
He's gonna be 75 years old minimum. If it's, let's say he's.
But
50.
listen, they're not gonna put this man in
that's
jail.
what I was gonna say. Like,
that nigga ain't going to jail.
He's a
bro.
refrigerator color. He's gonna get out earlier than that. Come on, man. Like,
Bro,
news has come out that he's repaid $1 million of the $5 million that he took from them.
so he tried to flip that and give it back. He's like, yo, I just borrow this real quick.
52 years old, bro.
52 years old. He'll be out when he's minimum 77.
Right.
Yeah, they ain't gonna let
He's
him
not-
do a day, man.
Good behavior. Plus, everybody.
What's crazy? I heard there's already people that involved in this shit that are under indictment already.
Yeah. It's the governor. It was
So,
him and the
I'm
governor.
trying to figure
colluded
this shit
together.
out, bro.
The governor's a big
The
Brett
niggas
Favre
who ain't
fan.
shit involved in this, you got them under indictment, but the people that you want is just chilling in life.
Yeah.
They got pulled.
That's
What's
crazy.
wild is
bro.
what's wild is this is from 2017. Brett Favre got a whole Hall of Fame bust put in the middle of everybody knowing that he was under investigation for this. You tell me what black NFL player all T.O. did was beef with the actual NFL, and they was fighting to make sure he never got into the Hall of Fame. This is federal charges that's coming down on a white man's head, and they still let him get his Hall of Fame bust and put that stupid gold jacket on him.
Yep.
That's the craziest part of all of this, because you know it couldn't go down for a black man.
Hey, it's not obvious no more. We already know what's up. Like,
Bro. That shit is just wicked and bad, man.
they
It's
just
like,
put it in our face at this point.
my nigga, so you said he was doing this shit even before the pandemic then. Mm-hmm. So my nigga was out here running scams up, and then he ran another one on the PPP.
You see right there, he paid the 1.1 back, and they said they told him pay that back with interest. He said, "Nah, I'll just give you back what I took." And that's it.
No, what I heard is the 1.1 is the interest. He didn't even pay back the principal. So
The 1.1.
it's just the interest alone.
Crazy. You stole back all that money from black people, but you did some stuff black people would do. They would literally just pay off the interest and be like, "I don't know what
Hey, I
y'all
got
want
you,
from
bro.
me."
I'm gonna slide you just 20.
Bro.
I get 100 back when I got you.
Bro, that's crazy. A lot of people don't rock with him no more. I saw Shannon Sharp ripping to him because he's looking at him like, bro, all this money you made, this is the type of shit you reduce yourself to. Like I said, Jackson, they didn't have drinkable water for 6 weeks.
You see them turn on their faucets and brown water coming out.
Brown. I thought that was still occurring.
And niggas
They
is
fixed that
robbing the state when they can use that money in infrastructure to figure out some other means to get water to these people. And you got people like this that's out here that's up, that will never work again in life. They don't need work. Their kids don't need to work, and they robbing.
Wait, my fault, bro. Wait, they did that issue's fixed right now?
It
this?
just no. The water, it literally
they-
just got resolved
Okay, because I seen
this
like
week.
I seen rappers over here like donating like hundreds and hundreds.
That was like 2
water
weeks ago.
filters and shit like that.
No, it's resolved like literally as of this week. So that shit makes you think, man. All this money this dude stole, we could have been. This is $6 million, a lot of fucking money, bro.
It's a shame. It's a shame. You watching somebody. You from the state. You know what these young kids look like. You've been around them. He does all kinds of charity events in the hood. That's the problem, right? They will come down and run their little camps and stuff in the hood, and turn around and take from it. Absolutely take from it.
Jeez, bro. I just, I don't know, man. Like this shit is crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It's disappointing.
But hey,
Cause this
that's
is a dude that everybody like. Why you growing up, man? We all around the same age. Niggas used to sweat this man. He was on the cover of Quarterback Club. If he was a video game cat, you know that was Brett Favre's game, man.
Brett Favre was that nigga, man.
And the crazy shit, you could even, it's so believable. You saw how when Aaron Rodgers came through, he's like, I ain't teaching him shit.
But
You could
moments
really
like that.
see, you could see what kind of dude. He's a
little
vile dude,
moments
bro.
like that give you insight into somebody. Like that's like what people need to start paying attention
Facts.
to. It's those little moments that you're like, oh, that was weird. No, that's who he is.
Facts.
Like that. He accidentally exposed himself real quick.
Facts.
Right.
That shit's sad,
attention.
man.
It's all about him. It was always about him. The moment you telling him they got to you step aside to let somebody else come through, he's like, no.
Fuck this guy.
All right, so sticking in the world of sports, another big story. Sarver, the majority owner of the Phoenix Suns, gets caught in an email probe. The same way they got John Gruden, guy saying some crazy shit, some racial things, some misogynistic things, I guess, that are making the workplace uncomfortable. And PayPal, after the probe came out, the results came out, PayPal just gave him an ultimatum, like, yo, if y'all don't part ways with this gentleman, we're terminating our relationship. And I'm not gonna lie, like a part of that is gesture politics, but a part of it is also, you know, swift justice, man. Like we live in a different climate now. You can't just say no crazy shit and think that companies that are getting money from black people that have respect for themselves and be like, oh, you know what? Fuck you. You supporting these niggas that hate black people, we ain't doing no transactions with you.
Everything is a business.
When you do a financial embargo against these giants, they feel it heavy. That's why a lot of these companies, they've been seeing how social media get people to move in unison. That activism is a lot of shit. People think that shit falls on deaf ears. Nah, man. If you got enough clout and cachet, you tell people, listen, these people don't fuck with black people. They hate us. Don't spend no money with them. That well dry up real quick and they get the fucking toe tapping, man. They do what we need them to do.
Well, the basic idea is that black people drive the culture.
Nah, facts.
Everything that's cool, it derives from black people.
Dude, you got the sauce.
So anything that happens, if they see black people in an uproar, their immediate response is damage control. And the biggest damage control you could do in a situation like this is, you guys got 1 year. If y'all don't figure out what to do with this man to get him away from here, we're leaving. So they're on probation technically until it's time for him to come back, and they either tell him, because what we're looking at is the NBA governors are gonna have to do a vote to force him to sell, and that's a 3/4 vote. So it'll take 3/4 of the 30 teams to vote yes in terms of getting Sarver out of there, which, you know, on its face is like, yo, he did so much crazy stuff within the, because he's been the owner for what?
I think they said 18 years. 18 years, yep.
18. Okay, so we're talking about 18 years. These owners, they're afraid because now they're saying like, yo, we're on a slippery slope. Like we could get outed for just being ourselves. And, you know, all the owners are white, except for, you know, the Atlanta group. I'm trying to think of the other.
I know the dude that owns the Kings is also, I believe he's Indian.
Oh yeah, Vivek. Yeah. He's of color. Mm-hmm. But once you, and this is something they tend to say, like once you get into that financial stratosphere, you start to more align with you know, rich Caucasians. Mm-hmm. So the owners will probably vote him out, but their fear is, well, if I vote him out, yo, what if one day they catch me slipping and I might have said something or I might have done something, then they're gonna shoo me out of there too. So it's gonna be an interesting 11 months, especially with the media day. What, like next week?
What PayPal says that they're literally not even gonna fuck with them if they don't know the decision beforehand. I did hear this, but I'd rather you just read it directly from the thing.
I got you. If you zoom in just a little bit, the investigations into Sarver showed repeated or purported to repeat the N-word on at least 5 occasions, spanning his tenure with the Suns. Though it noted that the independent lawyers hired by the NBA to conduct the probe made no finding that Sarver used this racially insensitive language with the intent and meaning.
The intent to demean or denigrate. All right.
Denigrate,
so what context did he use the N-word in? This nigga's, oh, what's up, my nigga? Like, you the fuck out of here, bro.
So, I heard
these niggas are sick, bro. These niggas are fucking ill.
How did he say it then? I hope they say that in court too. How did he say it?
If you tell him you did an email probe, how do you know the fucking tone behind the words?
You know that's how it goes. I heard one story where it was during a game where it was the Suns versus the Warriors, and you know Draymond's over there saying, he's like, yo, you know, get these and these, you know, like move these niggas around, blah blah blah. Sarver hears that and he's like, don't let them move these niggas around. Don't let them. And he's like repeating it in front of everybody. He's like like Draymond saying something on the court. And he's like, nah, no. So like everybody around him is saying, I think it was Earl Watson that was saying. Earl Watson was like, yo, he was saying that, and I told him, I was like, you can't say it. He was like, why can't I say it? They saying it on the court all the time.
And that's what they always say, bro. They always say, they know exactly what the fuck they're doing,
man. Bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is where like
it's stupid to me. Bro.
Shit is slippery. The thing I don't get, right? If you ask me right now, come back down before I'm about to be born. Get the right to say the N-word or be rich and white, nigga. I'm picking being white. What the fuck do I look like, bro?
Nah, facts. I be
fuck niggas, man. I'll never say that shit again. And if I say it, I'll be in my crib with all my white friends, all my money.
Listen to all my.
I'll be bumping all my shit, my 50 Cent music, my Fab,
all that.
And all I gotta do is keep that shit in my crib under wraps.
I'll do that.
The safest white boy, he's chilling right now because he knows what to do when that's due inside his house and outside. You know what I mean?
That shit is just crazy to me, bro. Like niggas is really pressed to say, nigga, I won't change places with
It's
you.
not that
bro.
deep.
No.
That shit is crazy, man.
Like,
It's fascinating. It's fascinating. Like, you know, as a white man in this world, the world is your oyster. But there's just one thing that they're just like, why can't I participate in this?
because they take everything else, they feel
Not
entitled to
even,
take that
man.
shit
Nigga,
too.
You fucking created the environment for that word to even exist. Had y'all not come fucking with us, that shit wouldn't even be a thing. Y'all be doing your own fucking thing. We do something else.
And they knew it was gonna go this far, as far as
Sure.
like how we feel about it and how like the way we.
That's
use
why I
it.
said it's a slippery slope, because at the end of the day, you could be like, I don't really give a fuck that Cyrus said the N-word, because maybe this is the weird shit, right? Let's talk about this, man. When it comes to these racists, you got something to call a fair weather racist and someone who is a pure racist. A pure racist is not doing anything with you. You're black. I don't fuck with you. I don't want you in my crib. You can't work for me. You're not shit to me.
Can't live in my neighborhood.
Exactly. I fucking hate you. Fair weather racist. These are the guys like this where, oh, okay, cool. You're a nigger, but you can work for me.
Right.
I'll make way more money. I make you
benefit
rich.
off of you
I don't
type
give a
shit.
fuck.
Right.
But yeah, you can't marry my daughter. Like, you fucking crazy, bro. You're a fucking nigger. Like, be serious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and these people are almost even worse than the overt racists, because it's like, bro, I might be lowering my guard. I might be thinking you're just a cool dude. You don't have any ill intent towards me. And as soon as I turn my head, I'm sure there's players on the Suns that knew nothing about this shit. They woke up one day, they turn on the TV, they see fucking Screaming A. Smith going crazy on Sarver, or they probably seen Shannon Sharp chewing them up. And they're like, oh, what the fuck? I work for this nigga. What the fuck's going on,
They
bro?
knew. The NBA launched a probe. They launched some probe into them the first time. Because this came out back last year, like November last year.
That's crazy.
So this is just the findings of the investigation. And he's done that before. They were saying that before the Earl Watson thing in like 2004, 2005, like he'd be in the locker room hearing stories, and then he'd go back to like other executives and be like, you won't believe what Jason Richardson said the other day. And then he'll just start recounting the story with all the N-words in it. And they'll be like, you can't say that. He'll be like, why not? That's how he told me the story. You know?
Yo, I hate these oblivious motherfuckers, bro.
That's not oblivious, bro. These niggas,
You play oblivious.
bro,
like,
trust
to
me,
this
man.
shit.
After you've seen a billion, my nigga, you know what the fuck's going on.
That's why I call it a low level distraction, because after you get to a certain level, it doesn't matter to those people.
All right, so I want to read this one part. PayPal said Friday the company will no longer sponsor the team if owner Robert Sarver remains a part of the franchise when his suspension is up. Yeah, exactly. So they not even going to wait to see what's going to happen. They're letting niggas know, y'all better basically liquidate this man out of this fucking ownership position, or we not doing business with you because it's going to be bad for us. Our name is on your jersey. So niggas are going to watch you say, fuck the Suns. They're going to also be saying, fuck PayPal. And PayPal's getting a lot of fucking money out here, bro.
Yo.
PayPal is one of the biggest money transfer mediums. And it's
Like,
the only one
everybody-
that is global.
Everything.
Venmo doesn't work
PayPal.
everywhere in the world.
Nope.
Cash App doesn't work everywhere. PayPal is global.
That's why on TikTok everybody gets paid off. You get your money off PayPal, literally all over the world.
They fucking this shit up, man. And it's just crazy, bro. All you have to do is not say nigga and not demean women. Like,
Easy
that's
shit,
just.
but you want to
Have
be
you
an
heard
asshole.
any of the stories about the women?
Let's talk about it, bro. Because I actually haven't heard too much. I only heard more so about the racial stuff.
Before we even say this, one thing I'm really seeing in especially how these situations go is when a Caucasian man, an older Caucasian man, has an organization and the organization is doing well, he starts to feel like the people that work for him belong to him. He starts to feel like he can treat them how he wants and how he feels. One girl said she got a breast augmentation surgery one summer, and then when she came back to work, he walked by and said, "Oh, you got an upgrade." He said, I see you got the new parts." That's just that. You laughing, but that's how he said it.
Yo.
Then there was another girl.
Fuck.
Then there was another girl that was like on the marketing team. She was pregnant. And he seen her belly swell. He said, "Oh, you're pregnant." She said, "Yeah." He said, "It's gonna kill you. It's gonna kill your career because how are you gonna do this and breastfeed?" Like that's like this.
Yo,
this is-
it's the face. Yo, the faces you're making, bro. It's like you actually seen him say that shit.
Yo, you don't see the faces. Yo, you don't see the faces they make. Yo, I don't like, because I've been around so many white people, because I spent all like obviously in my life, but like I really for those 3 years in law school I had to sit down and just watch like the inner machinations of white people, white privileged people. Because to be in law school and white, for the most part, you're privileged. Like, you probably went to a private school. You know,
your dad was a lawyer.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Or
legacy acts. Yeah,
you
a lot of legacy acts.
You a legacy, and this was probably like a second option to what you really wanted to do. So it's like you really seen a lot of entitled people just act in certain ways. This is why I always told myself, I made a promise, I don't explain myself to, like, if I'm in a situation, I'm in any kind of jam, I told myself I refuse to explain myself to white people because they all make the same face when you're trying to explain something to them. Meanwhile, they're making that face. They already decided what your fate is. The police is already on the way. They already got whatever they decided coming right at you.
Camera right there, bro. Tell me what that face is.
Get him a close up on that too.
Yo.
You know how many times I've seen that face?
Is that too late, buddy?
You know how many times I've seen? Yo, I got into certain situations in law school like that in itself is a whole like wormhole. But I've seen this face so many times. So I already know in certain situations, I'm like, I'm not even explaining myself to you. But back to the Sarver thing. Could you imagine, let's say, your significant other is at work and their boss tells them like, oh, you let him pregnant you? Might kill your career because how you going to do this and breastfeed at the same time?
And now she feels violated.
It's crazy,
right.
Bro. Not even feel violated. You basically tell me I got no job because I decided to have a fucking kid.
Stop fucking.
So did you hire me because I look good, or you was trying to get some what's going on?
Bro, I was
that's what it is.
I worked for a place. I ain't gonna say where, but yeah, the head of the place that I worked at, like when any of the women, first of all, he purposely went out of his way to hire Hispanic women or South American women, just because he liked seeing those legs walk around the office. So when he would find out, he would almost feel like sad when he would find out one of the girls has like a significant other. Like literally, I remember one day I heard a story from one of the girls, and she said, "Oh yeah," he like asked, "Oh, what are you gonna do for the holiday season?" And she said, "Oh, I'm probably gonna be with my significant other." And he looked at her and was like, "You didn't tell me you had a significant other."
On the application.
Exactly. That's really what you're like laughing, but that's really what he said. He said, if I knew that,
I would have got a Loretta.
That's crazy, bro.
Nah,
this shit is really bad, bro. I don't understand
but
these
that just speaks
normal.
that just speaks to how they feel just like entitled to your life and entitled to access to you.
Yeah.
Another story that they told about Sarver was one of the girls on the media team, one of the women on the media team had put together a video package for an executive that was retiring, and the executive had been there since before Sarver was hired. So we're talking about Jerry Colangelo days. Okay. And because the video package had more video clips of Colangelo and that executive, he like threw a fit and told her like, "What's wrong with you? You stupid. This is my organization. Why would you put together a video with a whole bunch of Jerry Colangelo and 1 or 2 clips of me?" And then the girl broke down crying. And then instead of him being like, "Yo, I was wrong," he goes, "Damn, I can't keep hiring women that just be crying every time I tell them something."
Yo,
this is the kind of guy we dealing with, yo.
This nigga's a foul nigga, man.
I gotta hire some tougher bitches.
This nigga's a foul nigga, bro.
I gotta hire some tougher bitches who don't get into relationships.
Jesus Christ, man.
It's hard to find good help these days.
That's fucking
like
wicked,
what?
Man.
What I found to be the best story was because they always go get a wife half their age or 20 years younger than them. So one day he comes into the office and starts handing out pictures of his young wife in a son's bikini. And he's like, "What y'all? How you think she look? She look good in that? She look good, right? You hit it, right?
Get his ego stroked."
And I'm telling y'all this story because that actually happened to me in law school. Like that is a thing that certain groups of Caucasian men would do.
They're showing you that girl and was asking you if you a pipe.
Exactly. But okay, I'll break down the story for you, right? Okay. So I'm not gonna say the kid's name, but I'm in the study room. He comes in. I'm there with this other black kid. We're 1 of 5. So this kid comes in, and the girl, she also goes to school with us, and she had a body. She had like her upper half was like very like thin, but like her lower half was like she was stacked. Like she had a bubble, and then she had like
what
she
was
had
this woman by chance?
She was Jewish.
Oh, she was
Jewish, blonde.
Is Israeli or Ashkenazi Jew? Do you know?
Israeli.
Yeah, actually, listen, I saw one today too, man. Fat thing, bro. It's just crazy.
Hey, mind your manners.
Crazy, bro. She was bubbled up, the bubski. But go ahead, man. Go ahead.
We in there. We in the study room, and he calls. He's like, oh, I gotta text so and so to get her to come in here and because I need something from her. So I'm like, oh, okay, so and so's coming, whatever. She comes in and she's wearing like a pencil skirt. It's like it's mad surprising. I'm like, I don't even know why you dress like this in law school.
To be fair though, your school is right next to the clubs.
You're not wrong.
So
You're not wrong.
was it late or was it like?
It was like we were studying, so we was probably like 5, 6 o'clock. I don't think she was going to the club after this though.
Okay.
But she comes in in like a pencil skirt. So basically, you can see the curvature of her body. He catches us both looking, because obviously we're all men. We know what the kind of glances we throw when we're trying to catch. Trying to catch a visual of somebody. So they come in, they do their little talk, they leave the room. After they leave the room, and they talk in their low voice. They're like, "Yo, y'all think she's good?" He looks at us because he's seen us both take a glance, and then he looks at me. He's like, "So Cliff, like, you did it?" And I was like, he's like,
I wish there was a camera right here, bro. See the face.
So Cliff, she look good, right? What do you think? And then I look at him because you know what he's looking for.
Yeah,
Immediately I know what he's looking for. And I was like, nah, man, she's cool. I'm like, well, she's nice. She's a nice girl. Like I'm keeping it very surface. I'm not giving him nothing he wants.
Yeah.
You know what this clown next to me does? He looks at him. He goes, well, what about you? So what do you think? Bro, she's some pressure, bro. Are you kidding me, bro? I would go, oh my God, son. I would wild out on that, man. I would crash all in that, son.
Flag.
Losing his mind. And I'm just looking at him like, yo, he is gonna, because you did that,
make your life hell.
not even that. You buddy. Let's say he was on the edge of like deading her, right? Yeah. Oh no, he's not doing that now because the black guys like her. What? She's a prize now,
Yeah.
But it's like that is the same thing Sarver was. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, like they need people like that need that kind of validation, especially when it comes to situation. If you're a powerful man, you need to have something people desire. But right?
I get that part. But if they don't, if they didn't say nothing, then she would just you would just toss her.
You work for Sarver. If he hands you a picture of his wife in a bikini, if you like your job, oh my gosh, Robert, she's some pressure. I would crash all in that, man. You got some good taste, Rob.
Like, yeah. Now his ego stroke for the day. Right. He's good to get his coffee.
Oh, you his favorite employee. Yeah. You come with me to the golfing trip.
Facts.
My wife,
but if you don't give him the extras, he can be like, you know what?
I need a new bitch.
You think?
Yeah, exactly.
I need them to want her to know that they need to, so I know they can't have her.
The black guys want her? Oh, I gotta keep her.
Yeah, that's just
what's the niggas?
You know, it's funny that you bring that up, man. I was at the gym. I play ball every Saturday, so we hooping or whatever. And this dude I never seen before. I didn't even see the dude. There was a shorty walking through the courts, and I'm looking at him like, damn, bro, this shorty look right. Cheeks is bubbled up, small frame. Shorty, I usually don't like short chicks like that, but she looked right. She's coming through. And everybody on the court is like, yo, whose joint is this? Because a lot of us, we play ball together for a grip. Like, I'm like almost a year and change in over there. So we all trying to figure out, like, whose shorty is this? And then we see it's some nigga that we never played with before. And he's in a shit mood, nigga. And I know he's in a terrible mood because his girl came through. He know his girl's bad. He's just like, damn, like, and the crazy shit, he's giving her attitude. It's just funny because I could tell he was one of them niggas that, like, might be a little insecure. Like maybe he really didn't want that one because when she came through, everybody that was on that shit kind of fucked his day up. That nigga didn't even get on the court.
I wouldn't
either. He was tight. If your girl look good, nigga, you better know how to behave.
If I'm in a fucked up mood, first off, I'm not bringing my girl to the gym. A whole bunch of sweaty niggas. Like,
it's a gym, bro.
What's her point?
She's gonna be working out. She's in the gym too.
Go to the actual gym, not the court, bro. Go.
How you know she didn't need to talk to him? Whatever the reason is, her man is in the spot, nigga.
He probably was like, yo, I don't even want like.
And don't get it fucked. It's not like some little nigga. He's brolic. He's not like a dude that you would look at, but I'm gonna punk him. He don't look like that. So for me, I just don't know why that was his energy. But it's just funny because I feel like it was the opposite of the situation you just brought up, where he would rather nobody looked at his girl, and that would make him feel more, emboldened. Like, yeah, this is mine, and nobody want her.
But those are different type of men. Like you said, he might be a little insecure versus where this dude, he's not insecure. He just wants his ego stroked a little bit. Right. Like, all right, you want her? Bet.
Exactly.
I want her too.
Exactly.
While on the other hand, he's like, you want her?
You can't have her. You can't have her because I got her.
Facts.
It's the attitude behind it. So he's like, I don't want her to be around. He probably didn't want her to come to the gym that day. She's like, babe, I gotta come too. You know.
All I know, Rob Sarver, chill out with them.
What does his wife look
man.
like? Pull up what his wife look like, because I need to know why he was passing out pictures of her.
And count your days too, sir.
Nah, I'm not gonna say all that, nigga. Nigga got $1 billion, nigga. Nigga get you hit with a drone strike, nigga. You fucking stupid. I'm chilling. That is her? They got married in 96?
I mean, I guess.
That bitch was legal? Nah, she was legal in 96. How old is she?
For him.
Nah, she look young in the face. That's why I'm saying that, bro. It's 2022 right now, bro.
Yeah, 96. She's
96 is 26 years ago, nigga.
She was 18.
No lie, bro, because the way that shit looking, bro, like
how far fetched is that?
Legally, explain to me why the age of consent is not the same everywhere in the world. Like, why won't they just make the age of consent 18?
What he's asking is, why is it different in every state? Yeah. Why it's different because the government does not want to get involved in zones of privacy. Zones of privacy being what happens in the bedroom, what happens inside the families. So what they do is they
before
leave
you
the
go
states
further,
to
before you
that.
go further, because I want to understand this on a very like elementary level, because this is something like I know about sexual tourism, right? And a lot of niggas don't know about this shit.
Oh, that's
all
real.
you niggas that's on IG looking at these bitches in DR, like, I'm about to fly out and pipe some chick down. I don't care how old she is. If the DA wherever you live at finds out, nigga, you're going to fuck to jail. Like, don't think because you did it out the country you're safe, nigga. We're coming to get you, bro. You're getting locked the fuck up, nigga. I'm telling y'all niggas better be on your P's and Q's around me. I want to see that shit. But what I'm trying to understand is this. How is it that you're telling me in Massachusetts, let's say the age is 17. I don't know what it is.
16. I think 16.
It's 16. So you're telling me legally, because I know there's they have all these I don't know what the legal term is for, but they have like all these prerequisites to make it illegal. So if you're like in a position of power, if you're using that influence to have sex with this person, then they're gonna say it's like corruption of a minor and statutory rape.
Right.
But if you're just a regular dude and you don't influence this person's life, you're telling me you could be 28 years old and you pipe a chick down who's 16 because she legally said that she was down?
You're Puerto Rican.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately,
we'll talk about that too. So that's what you're telling me.
I just heard what he was
No, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about
that's real, bro.
That shit actually matters a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But no, legally you can. I mean, honestly, you could even, let's say you're 16 going on 17 and the girl's going on 15. What they have is Romeo and Juliet laws, where if, you're within the same age range and there's enough of a gap between both of the ages, even if you do that before they turn the age of consent, you won't get in trouble. But, at the end of the day, they'll bring the girl in, they'll question it. Or if it's the boy, they'll do the same thing. They'll come in and question it.
This is the shit. Bro, this is where this shit gets like crazy, right? Because we all went to high school. There was niggas that was 18 and they was talking to a chick that was like 16. If you were fucking with a chick when you were both minors and you graduated, but this is the girl you think you want to fuck with, I'm not gonna say you're a predator because at least you knew her before you was
no, those situations,
okay.
This is where like a lot of people always tell you like legally and morality are not the same shit. There's a lot of shit that's illegal that is moral, and a lot of shit that's immoral that is legal.
Okay.
And that's where I feel like these predators they play in the lines of these rules, because
it's so
you
vague.
telling me this person, if I have sex with them, it's not illegal. But then, this shit is just crazy to me, bro. I don't understand this shit, man.
Orb. Think about like a senior dating a freshman in high school, and then obviously
it happens all the time.
You graduate, and then that freshman is now a senior, and where you're at now, you're a junior in college.
Right.
It seems weird, but it's like because you change school, you're on a different level. It just looks fucked up, but honestly, it's kind of not, because it looks y'all was in the same school at one point.
Sure,
I feel that. To me, the predators would be the people that's like, you 20, 21, 22 years old, and you got a 15-year-old girlfriend, and you come in and pick her up at 2:13 when the bell ends.
Nah, facts, nah, nigga. I'm not gonna lie, you nasty nigga, bro.
Honestly,
I'm
bro.
not gonna lie to you, bro.
I used to fuck with this chick in high school, and she used to cheat on her man with me, and that nigga was 26. I was 15.
Yeah, stories like that happen all the time.
She was 16, and parents already knew about the boyfriend.
If the parents are saying it's okay, and this person's a minor, and they're above the age of consent, legally, what does that look like?
When you say the parents say it's okay, like it's okay.
Because I'm assuming, because if when you're a minor, right,
Mm-hmm.
you can't make certain decisions. But if you're past the age of consent, because he just said the parents knew the boyfriend.
Yeah.
So if the parents are cool with it, can the law intervene and say, nah, this is fuckery. You can't do this shit.
If it's past the age of consent, no, the law can't say anything.
That's fucking crazy.
But they, I mean, if you
this is
if you want to
wicked,
get
my
deep into
nigga.
it, that
This is
wasn't.
wicked,
they
bro.
didn't start dating when she was 16. They've been together for like a couple years.
So there was like but then
She
it
was
turns
like,
into
she could have been 15, 14.
okay, but
And then
so
nigga
the
was still in his
question
20s though.
He was
That's
still in the 20s. He's
Okay.
probably like 25, 24.
So then I got questions about what kind of family she comes from, and then my
I'm
next
not
question
gonna
is
hold you. That's fucking
that
disgusting,
is
my
that
boy.
there is legal, but then it turns into a question of did they have sex while she was 14, 15, and if they did, can you prove it?
Okay.
And if you can't, then there's no case.
So yes and no. But that
This
culture,
is
but
the
that
shit,
that culture in
man.
itself is they allow that, bro.
So I wanted to talk about that because that's the bigger topic. The quinceañera, the bat mitzvah, it's the same kind of thing where this is your rite of passage into adulthood. Quinceañera, you're 15, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie, and this is why I feel like these topics are very hazy because a lot of people don't like to really look at the real.
Right.
A culture, let's say example, Mexicans. They do the quinceañera. Your daughter's now 16 years old. It doesn't matter if the state you live in is saying, oh, she got to be 17 or 18 to deal with an older man. If that's your culture, where there's some dude, who's 19 years old, graduated high school last year, is working a construction job, your daughter's 16, you might be like, oh, cool, he wants to take you out. You could go out with him.
Yeah, you can go out with them.
Because they're like,
But the parents, they already, listen, I'm not trying to slander or put negative implications behind certain shit, but a lot of cultures believe in procreating while you're young so you can enjoy, your mid-age with your children out the way. What I'm trying to figure out is like, is the law able to because this, I'm gonna tell you this. Get to my bigger picture, right? I think the age for a woman to be filming pornography should be raised to 21. I feel like if you do that, you're gonna actually nix a lot of this human trafficking shit because you see through trends when the chick is the hot new girl on the scene, that's when her stock is the highest. And when she looks like she's the most illegal, that's when niggas really want to watch that shit. Look at what's Shorty's name? Bad Baby. They said she had the biggest OnlyFans.
I read about
as soon as
that.
she turned 18, she was
that shit
the
went-
highest.
So
like,
why is that?
Because she's pure. There's a sense of purity and all that. The youngest, they want to know like you're pure, you're a virgin.
Cool.
They like
this-
hearing that shit.
And this is why I think they should bump the age up. You shouldn't be able to shoot porno when you're 18 because now if you're 21, but you're fucking legal everywhere at 18, the desire drops, nigga.
But that kills the fantasy for these old fucking pedos, bro. So
fuck them.
Even if you're lying in,
Fuck 'em.
How old are you? 18. Like you know what I mean? It's just like they like to hear that shit. They like.
But 18 is still legal, bro. So like I'm saying, it
just
needs to
sounds
be
like fresh.
further from that. If it is raised, women are gonna be safer, man. I feel like I can't say for certain all the women that are trafficked are young women, but I know that there is some kind of affinity for younger looking women in the world of pornography. And I feel like if we raise the minimal age for you to be shooting porn, it will actually protect these younger women. It might give them more opportunities because I'm not gonna lie to you, like there's a bunch of these series, nigga. I don't know what sites you've been on. It'd be like finally 18, fresh 18, and it's like we know the ages. They're not all 18, bro. We know the age. Porn is fake.
Right.
We know that. The storylines is all bullshit.
Yeah.
But the fact is, there are sick people that only want to watch a bitch that they think just turned 18 yesterday.
That's why they got the high school uniforms and shit like that.
Yeah. And that's what they want. So what I'm saying is, on a legal perspective, obviously, what would that look like for you to? Because I know you talked about entertainment law. These are what kind of laws are these actually? Because or are they called regulations? When like there's a minimal age to do like a certain thing.
Yeah, the regulatory laws. And
so how do you get a law like that kind of law put into place?
Well, you would do it in a city where there's where most of the porn production companies would be. So we're talking about California.
Gotcha. Miami,
Las Vegas.
Yeah, I would.
Vegas.
Yeah, all the high like vagrant, like those areas.
Nevada.
And it would be a state legislature type of thing. Because I'm pretty sure California does have like certain porn laws that do exist. But I think it would have to be a groundswell thing that would have to come from the pornographic actors, because I think they have guilds and stuff like that. Union. I don't know if they have a
didn't
union, but I
even
know
know
they
that.
have guilds. I think they do, because they're actors just like anybody. But I don't know if it's not like they get SAG cards or anything. What I do know that they have like organizations and stuff like that. And I think I've heard that like they are pushing to try to get it to like 21 but what they're saying is not about the pedophilia thing. I think from what I heard it's more about understanding this is an adult decision that you're making, and it's gonna come with you for the rest of your life.
Exactly. That's the other thing I wanted to tap into.
You can't, yeah.
100%. Because the thing is, yo, you 18, you just graduated, you never had a real job. If someone's telling you, like one of your friends that did this shit, yo, I'm not gonna lie, they just paid me $250,000. All I had to do was fuck one time on camera. That might sound really lit to you. In 2 years, when you're 20, that might sound like the dumbest shit in the fucking world.
Right.
But now that IP you don't own.
Yeah.
Like being a porn star, I feel like it's like being a rapper, like on your first deal. Nobody knows you. You get lit. The company that signs you, they own all your shit. So you're lit. You can be whatever the fuck you want. But don't think because you're saying, oh, I'm retired, niggas are going to take your fucking music off of streaming sites. They're going to keep that shit in rotation. If they like you.
And take that profit.
Facts. Well, I don't like the idea of it, man, to think that, cool, this girl just turned 18. She just graduated high school. And now you're going to exploit her to the utmost. You can't get more exploited than that.
Yeah.
So I just think that's just fucked up.
And you know what they say? They say if it goes with you for the rest of your life.
Facts. Look at Cubano Lust. She didn't even do porn. She just did the nude shit.
You talking about the video vixen lady, right? Yeah. I seen like her mugshot,
bro.
And I was just like, oh my goodness, like
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I seen that
fucked
shit.
Up, man. And this shit is just like,
I
bro.
think she was that her?
She far gone.
I think she was in like a G-Unit video or something. Like a
Bro,
couple.
she been in a lot of videos, man.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I've definitely
She's
heard the
far
name.
gone.
I've
Like
definitely
she's
heard the
done.
name.
She look like she.
I just feel like, you know, like I said, she didn't even do porn. So I think these are very important factors. Like people do have to be a little more like grounded in logic before they make these life altering decisions, man. I think that shit like, but you know, on the other token, I know there's gonna be a bunch of women that say, "Oh, you shouldn't be speaking for what women do." Cool, do your thing.